Besides, how could it be possible to get that wild species as the chairman of Way's Pharmaceuticals? Verena on the side was also furious. This outsider was really too much. Helping that wild species to grab the chairmanship? Doesn't he know that he is eldest son of the Wei family? Liang, who had been insulted for half his life, was extremely excited at this time, and his eyes were full of gratitude when he looked at Charlie. At this time, he already regarded Charlie as a second-born parent. However, Yongjung smiled at this moment, and said unhurriedly, "Mr. Wade, to tell you, this is the Wei family's family affair, not to mention the appointment of the chairman of the board, which is of great importance, and we have to consider long-term considerations. What he meant was that you, Charlie, are just an outsider. Don't interfere with the Wei family." When Liang heard this, his excitement instantly fell into the ice cellar. He finally realized that he had been tricked. And it was miserable. Dad was not prepared to give him a chance at all. Even if he took out the precious snow ginseng that his mother left for him, even if he begged Charlie to save the Wei family, his father was still not going to make him the chairman. At this moment, Charlie frowned, looked at Yongjung, and asked coldly, "What? Do you want to regret it?" Yongjung hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, you don't know anything about this. What I told the two dogs at that time was that if anyone can help the family solve this problem, whoever has the opportunity to be the chairman of the board, Liang contributes to the family today. Of course, I will make a note for him. When the chairman is elected in the future, he will naturally have a better chance of winning." Yongjung's rhetoric is a complete rogue. Whoever solves the crisis can become chairman of the board, and he changed his claim that whoever solves the crisis will have the opportunity to become chairman. This has a chance. He took the initiative of the whole thing completely in his own hands, which is like putting a coin in the hand, and start with it. The coin is positive, and the coin is reversed. It's the opposite. Who can win him? Verena beside him was also a little angry at this time. Anyway, Fredman is gone, and the crisis has been resolved. He is not so afraid of Charlie anymore. He just blurted out, "Charlie, the family affairs of our Wei family. It has nothing to do with outsiders. If you are acquainted, get out. The Wei family still has no turn to play wild." Yongjung is also the kind of old dog that employs people forwards instead of backwards. Seeing that his son has come out and tore his face, he simply said directly, "To be honest, I absolutely cannot give Wei's Pharmaceuticals to this wild species from Chongbai Mountain. I have played with countless women in my life. This wild mother is the second one. Damn, she's just a village girl. If I were not young and hot, I would feel uncomfortable around her." When Liang heard this, he shouted angrily, "How can you say that to my mother?" Yongjung glared his eyebrows and shouted coldly, "Why? Do you still want to bark your teeth with me? It's really a damn unfamiliar wild species. In this case, the Wei family has raised you for so many years, and you don't know how to repay us. In a vain attempt at the Wei family's family business? In my opinion, you will get out of the Wei family from now on." Liang lowered his head and stood sullenly on the side. Deep down in his heart, he had accepted the failure. He blamed himself for being naive and believing Yongjung's words. That being the case, it doesn't make any sense to stay in Wei's house, so it's better to make a clean break with them. Thinking of this, Liang clenched his fists, gritted his teeth and said, "Okay. From now on, I and your family will be absolutely gracious." Verena was overjoyed in his heart, and said with a smirk, "You wild species, you still have to die with us. We wanted to kick you out a long time ago, don't you know? After raising you for so many years, it's damn enough to waste food." Charlie looked at Yongjung and asked in a cold voice, "Mr. Wei, are you blatantly asking for revenge?" Yongjung said with disdain, "This is the Wei family's business, and it has nothing to do with you. The Wei family doesn't welcome you right now. Get out of here." Yongjung didn't believe in Charlie's background at all, but there was a prescription that could cure Fredman's illness. Such a person would definitely not be able to treat himself. Moreover, now Fredman's illness has been cured, and he has also left the Wei family. Even if he was hit and killed by a car when he went out, it had nothing to do with the Wei family. That being the case, why bother to put Charlie in his eyes? Yang Zheng's rebellion did not exceed Charlie's expectations. As long as there is more than one child in the family, it is difficult for parents to treat everyone fairly. This is human nature. It's as if the old Mrs. Wilson always felt that Claire didn't want to leave Charlie because she didn't know how to raise her. Wendy, who had always listened to her, naturally pleased her even more. In Yang Zheng's eyes, he didn't regard Liang as his own son at all. For so many years, he was only raised in the Wei family as a servant. How could he be willing to pass on the entire family business to him? At this moment, Charlie looked at Yang Zheng and asked him in a cold voice, "I will give you one last chance to give the chairmanship to the right person. You can speak after you think about it." Yang Zheng sneered and said, "I don't need to think about it. I'll tell you again. I can't give Liang the position of chairman. Let me tell you the truth. I never thought of giving him the position of chairman from the beginning, even if he saved the Wei family today, too. In my eyes, he will always be an illegitimate child who can't make it to the table. A woman from a village in Chongbai Mountain carries the waste of his birth.